All right, did you get it at your house? Big dust storm moving through the Phoenix area tonight. This is drone video from Casa Grande, and this is basically where it all started. Bird's eye view of this wall of dust as it pushed up out of the desert floor and then began its march to the valley. A viewer sent us this video using their drone. Great use of the drone down there in Casa Grande. That same wall of dust made it all the way here to downtown Phoenix, 30 plus miles away. Kind of hard to see. Phoenix Sky Harbor, though, had to issue a ground stop because of this dust storm. It was only lifted about an hour ago. Dozens of flights, though, were delayed because of the poor visibility. And it wasn't just dust today either. Some parts of Arizona getting rain, and how about lightning? A viewer taking this shot in Safford and this one. This is near Mount Graham, about 3 hours south and east of Phoenix. And the biggest threat in some areas, strong winds. How about this video? Look at these horses here. You're thinking, what is going on in my stall? Yeah, a big dust devil or a big gust. This is Black Canyon City, just north of the valley. The wind completely ripping the roof off those horse stables. And then down south, they got hit too, just east of Tucson in the Midtown area. Trees knocked over by the heavy winds. They had some rain down in Tucson as well. And some neighbors up here had a pretty happy sight, a rainbow. This is in Tempe. You couldn't tell if it was from the rain or from the dust, but the orange glow is in the sky right near Baseline and Hardy. This is 12 News at 10. A lot of weather today. I'm Troy Hayden. Damaging wind gusts pounding much of central and southern Arizona, including us right here in the Phoenix metro area. We are tracking it all for you. Sean Rice in the middle of our storm tracker as the storm moved through town. But first, let's start with Chris Dunn, our meteorologist. And Chris, we came really close, it seemed like, to getting a couple of these big cells in here, but we definitely got the dust.
Yeah, and as far as the rain is concerned, a lot of that rain kind of skirting around the valley. We had some heavy rain in Yavapai County earlier today. Heavy rain just to the south of Interstate 8 here in Pinal County. And also northern Pima County. There is still a flash flood warning in effect. This is just south of Interstate 8, and that is in effect until 10:45 tonight. Flood advisory until 2:30 in the morning. It's not a whole lot out here, but there was a lot of rain earlier today and some heavier showers passing through the Buckeye area on 85. And you can actually see that thin green line right there. That was the leading edge of the dust. That was the one that started all the way down in Casa Grande and moved past Phoenix, past Wickenburg, all the way up to the northwest. And we're not quite done with things just yet. There are additional showers and some lightning strikes forming back here to the east, north of Safford, approaching Globe right now. So we still have a chance for some of this action going on into the overnight hours, even for the valley. So lingering showers into the night in tonight's forecast. And then later this week, not necessarily tomorrow, but I'm thinking Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, an increasing storm potential, and we have more weather impact alert days on the way. Speaking of that rain in Prescott, it was a rainy time of it earlier today, and look how dusty and hazy it is out there right now. We have blowing dust, an unsettled week ahead, and more impact alert days are actually in the forecast now. We'll time it all out for you and show you exactly what to expect coming up with my full weather impact forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Chris, we'll see you then. Let's bring in Sean Rice now. You've been out in our storm tracker, Sean, all afternoon and evening, and you got caught in a pretty big dust storm.
Yeah, we did. This was a fun storm to track here, Troy. We are about 10 miles west of downtown Phoenix, heading back towards downtown right now. No rainfall to be found. The storm is well moved past and through the valley. But let's take it to video. This is when we were heading south on State Route 347. This was our first encounter with this dust storm. We are about 5 miles just north of the city of Maricopa, and this was maybe the worst of it that we experienced. I mean, visibility maybe 100 to 200 yards in front of us. We saw several people moving over off of State Route 347, turning their cars off, which is what you're supposed to do. Get your foot off the brake so that people know you're fully stopped, and just wait it out. That's what several people did, and we were able to go through it without issue. But we saw no sunlight for a period. I mean, we were fully engulfed in a dust storm in typical Arizona fashion. Let's take you to the second video. We looped back towards the valley, say 30 minutes later. This is a shot from the 202 westbound, just west of South Mountain. We caught right back up with the dust storm as it was heading towards the northwest. And this shot is just, I think it's the best shot we were able to capture from our weather tracker all evening, is just that orange glow of being in a dust storm with sunlight coming down on a Sunday night. It was a miraculous sight to see. And even as we were driving through that dust storm, as we caught back up with it, visibility, again, about 100 to 200 yards ahead of us, but we could easily get through it. And so it was, even though you certainly should pull off if you feel as though you can't get through it, this was not one of those major walls of dust storms that can move through the valley, even though it was pretty significant. So has passed through at this point, and there were some areas of Buckeye that saw the last bit of that dust storm, but now all is clear, Troy.
Yeah, and one of the things I thought was interesting, Sean, is you drove around, you drove all the way around South Mountain, and when you got back up towards downtown, there were still people pulling over on I-10 right in the middle of downtown Phoenix because, you know, the visibility wasn't great.
Yeah, there absolutely were, and everybody put their hazard lights on. It felt as though people knew they were driving through a dust storm, and we talked about during our earlier newscast that, you know, this stretch of I-10 is maybe people from California or other parts of the country that have never driven through a dust storm, and it felt as though everybody knew exactly what they were doing, and we saw very little accidents, which is obviously a good thing when you're driving through a dust storm.
All right, Sean Rice live for us in the Storm Tracker. Appreciate it. With monsoon activity here, it's a good time to scan the QR code on your screen. Download the 12 News app. You can always get detailed weather information there. Switching now to our wildfire watch, an update on the pocket fire that's been burning now for weeks in Sedona, just north of it. It's 76% contained now, and that's up from 69% on Friday. Burned more than 27,000 acres and has put a lot of smoke in the air. People in Flagstaff having to breathe that in surrounding areas. By tomorrow morning, the Coconino County Sheriff's Office says conditions will have improved enough that the evacuation orders for residents in Oak Creek Canyon will be downgraded to ready from set, meaning they will no longer need to be prepared to evacuate at a moment's notice. So that's good news for the people in Oak Creek Canyon. 5 people in the hospital after a serious crash in Laveen in the West Valley, west of I-10 near 51st Avenue. When firefighters got there, they found several people trapped inside one of the cars. 3 of them had to be taken to the hospital in critical condition. Maricopa County Sheriff's deputies are investigating the crash. An update now on a stabbing in Mesa yesterday. Police say they've arrested a man, 32-year-old Nathaniel Gotham. He's now facing an attempted murder charge in what police are calling a domestic violence incident. But again, it was a stabbing. The victim in stable condition and expected to survive. We're working now to learn what led up to this incident. A driver could be facing criminal charges after plowing into a house on the San Carlos Apache Reservation last night. And plowing into it is an apt description there. You can see half that truck is inside the house. Several children in the home. Fortunately, none of them were hurt. Another person inside was taken to the hospital, though, with serious injuries. The driver of the truck and their passenger also hurt. And right before all this, the driver allegedly was also involved in a different crash that seriously injured another driver. So it's unclear what led up to both crashes or if impairment was a factor. The Maricopa County Sheriff's Office is looking for 3 teenage girls who reportedly ran away from a Mesa group home. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra spoke with one of their families and has the latest on the search.
The girls have now been missing for about 48 hours. The youngest is 14 years old, and her family tells me they're concerned about her health and safety.
Please just call and let us know if you're safe. Please reach out to us.
A plea for a safe return.
She had no phone, no money. She's 14. She's not from the area.
A Flagstaff family is searching for 14-year-old Emma Clark, who reportedly ran away from a group home in Mesa last Friday with 2 other girls.
2 staff members ran after them when they went out of the house. They got to the end of the driveway and couldn't see them anymore, said they lost them into the dark.
According to the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, the 3 girls were last seen running west into a desert area near McDowell and Haas roads.
We absolutely have nothing to go on.
Clark's aunt, Dina Riggs, says her niece had been living there for the past month, and she spoke with her just a few hours before she disappeared.
We were making plans for me to come visit her. She sounded perfectly normal.
Riggs is concerned, telling me it's unlike Clark to run away.
Use the light, just a light. She's super funny, very athletic. She's great at volleyball. She's the oldest of 4 siblings, so she's like, the big sister.
Clark is 5'6" and 130 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. She was last seen wearing a black shirt and black leggings.
We are not mad at you. We want you to come home. We love you and we want you home.
Anyone with information is asked to contact the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. In the newsroom, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.